안녕하세요. 저는 My name is 유나의 강유나입니다. 저는 오늘 Curious George and the Hot Air Balloon을 읽어보겠습니다. Curious George and the Hot Air Balloon. This is George. George was a good little monkey and always very curious. He was on a trip with his friend, the man with the yellow hat. It was the end of their vacation, and they wanted to make just 2 more stops. They were in South Dakota too. Of course, they went to see Mount Rushmore. George had never seen anything like it. These are the faces of our great presidents, a tour guide said. George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. Look, said a girl. There's something curly on George Washington's hat. The tour guide explained that some workers were making repairs to the faces. George watched the workers. Then he saw a helicopter fly by. It was taking tourists for a close-up look. George thought that would be fun. Maybe we can take a ride later, the man said, but now we need to leave for a little bit late for the hot air balloon race. So they got back into their little blue car, and before long they came to a home full of hot air balloons. George was delighted to see such big balloons. He liked their spots and stripes and stars, but his favorite had a picture on a bunny on it. One balloon was not yet up in the air. One balloon was not yet up in the air. Its owner was hurrying to fill in as a newspaper reporter liked pictures. The man with the yellow hat watched the balloon on the ground, but George watched the balloons in the sky. He was curious. Why didn't they fly away? Then he saw the ropes. A rope is a good thing to keep a balloon from flying away, thought George. A rope is a good thing to climb. Sometimes when a monkey sees something to climb, he can't help himself. He has to climb it. George thought he would climb just one rope, then quickly climb down. But when George climbed up, there was no way to climb back down. A rope had come undone, and there was only one place to go, up, 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 went the balloon, and George went with it. George flew higher and higher, and the people below grew smaller and smaller. The man with the yellow hand was tiny. A newspaper reporter was too, and the owner of the balloon wasn't very big. When he was enough for George to see, that was angry. George felt that he didn't mean to take the balloon. He didn't even know how to fly it. As the wind whisked him away, he wished he had someone to help him, but he was all alone. George climbed into the basket. When he looked around, he found he wasn't alone after all. The race was on, and he was in the lead. Together, the balloons flew across the field and over the forest. Now George was having fun, but before he knew it, George was alone again, and all the fun was gone. Flying by himself high in the sky, George was frightened. How would he ever get down, he wondered. Oh, if only he hadn't climbed that rope. Suddenly the wind changed and George saw something familiar. He was excited. Someone was sure to help him now. In fact, there was someone right in front of him. It was one of the workers, and he was standing on George Washington's nose. George was so happy to see the worker. He didn't notice how happy the worker was to see him. Slowly the balloon flew closer. Was it close enough? It did. The worker grabbed into the rope and climbed up. Soon he was in the basket with George. They flew up over George Washington's head and landed safely in a tree. Soon a whole crowd came to rescue them both. The man with the yellow hat was happy to see George. The reporter was glad to have such an exciting story to report, and the owner of the balloon wasn't angry anymore. Everyone had seen the rescue. George was the hero. After the workers thanked him, George got a special treat. He got to ride in the helicopter. The helicopter flew George and the man with the yellow hat once more past the presidents, then back to the little blue car. As they drove away, the man said, "That was a vacation, George." George agreed. It was an exciting vacation, but they were both very glad to go home. The end.